Hello, hello! Thanks so much for joining me tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So thanks so much for joining me. It is Thursday. We are on day 4 of our sunflower embroidery. So we've gone through all the stitches at this point, and now we're just kind of finishing up stuff. Like everything that we have now is just like the time-consuming stem stitch and some more single chain stitches. So we're just gonna try and plow through some of those today. But we got like the guts of it done, so I'm feeling good about that. So today and tomorrow we'll work on it, and I think I might come in for a Saturday stitch along. So right now in my mind, I'm thinking early, well, I don't know, mid-morning, like 11-ish probably again, for a couple hours. We'll come in and try and finish this sunflower embroidery. And then I also have this guy here, our punch needle, our tulip punch needle that I'd like to get done as well. So taking it off of the hoop and gluing the backs on. So I'd kind of like to do both of those things, get those done. So there may be a Saturday, hangout coming here. So stay tuned for that, I suppose. It would be probably around that 11-ish a.m. Central Time period for a few hours, so we'll see. But that was fun last week, and I kind of want to do it again. All right, but let's get stitching on this embroidery tonight. Alrighty, so thanks again everyone for joining me. Let's scooch on down and in here. So again, I am on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook tonight, and we are working on this. So yesterday we worked on all of these single chain stitches. We got to some of the brown, and I think what I wanted to do first tonight is just quickly finish up this sunflower text. Then it's just kind of out of the way. Oh, and then we sort of had the idea of like, oh, I could do some brown single chain stitches, and then when I run out of that thread, I could jump over and do some stem stitches on the yellow, and when I run out of that thread, I can jump back. So both of these stitches, the single chain stitch and the stem stitch, take up a ton of thread, so we'll be kind of running through that really quick. So I kind of want to just get this done and out of the way. The sunflower text, and it looks like I already have a piece of thread here that has the 3 strands separated already. And I got my thread conditioner here. Let's run the thread through that. This has that like pretty floral smell to it, so I think it's fitting. Making our scented embroidery, basically. So hope everyone had a lovely day today. We almost forgot to take out the garbage, but we managed that. I know I outbursted last night at like, oh, I gotta remember to take out the garbage tonight, and I almost forgot, and then right before going to bed we remembered. But yeah, I can't believe it's already gonna be like Friday tomorrow. Like, what the heck. Alright, so there we are. I'm gonna weave into the backs of these stitches, and we'll just continue the back stitch right here, just to get that done. Like, I just want that done, because then all we have left is the brown chain stitches and the stem stitches. That's what's going to take us ages. Actually, these take a long time too. So I'm getting the easy thing out of my hair. We're going to weave in the backs of the stitches instead of tying a knot. So my back is looking very nice and clean still. Clean isn't the goal, but the not having little knots and ends that my thread can catch on, that to me is the goal, and the clean back is just like a bonus. So alright, there we are. And then we're just back stitching this, so I'm going to try and plow through this. So some people said that I should have maybe stitched all the sunflower petals first and then stitched the text. That would have probably been a good idea, but I'm already in it, so we're gonna do the text first. In the design, the actual stitches actually kind of start and stop right before the text, and sometimes it doesn't go through, like this W, that line isn't extending through the W. It's kind of stopped. Same with this E, like that line isn't going through the E. You can kind of see it starting and stopping. So I made it in a way that it would be okay if you didn't do all the petals first and like cover up the text and then stitch over. But you totally could. You could just extend those petals and then stitch over it. Okay, this is the letter L, sunflower. Text usually takes a lot of time to stitch too, because you got a lot of surface area to cover with all those squiggles and wiggles and stuff. Ooh, thanks for the hearts. I appreciate it. For the likes. Ooh, I thought I skipped a stitch there, but we're fine. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure it'll look like we got much done tonight. We are just kind of on the last little slog of this embroidery. It was fun to finishing the bird. That was nice and quick. But yeah, the text, the single chain stitches, and the stem stitches of the leaves, that's just kind of what takes a while. So we finished all the fun stuff earlier this week, and now we're just on getting the long-term things done. So I'm here for about an hour, so this is day 4, so this is basically hour 4. So everything that we finished so far took about 3 hours. And you know, I went slow on some parts and we showed how to do things and all that, but I don't know, 3 hours seems pretty good for what we got done so far. I think total, I think this is probably going to take close to 7 hours. So if I do come in on Saturday, which I'm kind of leaning towards that, I think that'll be fun. I'm expecting to have at least 2 hours left of stitching on this. And then I want to finish that, our punch needle project, and I'm thinking that'll probably be like another hour or so. So maybe 3 hours, 4 hours on Saturday. But I'm kind of excited about just getting more of our little projects done here. And the thread conditioner smells yummy. All right. Letter number 1 done, I guess. Oh, I think well, let's just start here. I spent the day prepping May's embroidery of the month, if you can believe that it's going to be May already soon. Crazy. So those are just about set. And I actually am a little ahead. I have June's ready to go as well. I don't have those made yet, but they are in the start of being made. We got some fun ones coming up here, I think, for sure. I'm excited to share. But yeah, so it was kind of a putsy day of just assembling things, which is relaxing. I do kind of like that. Nolene says, good day from Australia. Ooh, Gretchen's wanting hints of the embroidery of the month. I'll have to think of a hint. Alright, there's more than one character in it. That's probably, I mean, not like that's any giveaway of anything, but something to think about, I suppose. So That's a hint way before it's gonna be out. I think, how many days do we have yet? Like, there's like 9 days, 10 days till May, but dang, this year is just cooking by. Alright, I like this W. Almost done with him. I'm just wanting to get this word done. I want to get back to like those single chain stitches. I think I'm gonna jump to the single chain stitches next. We'll get through another little bit of that brown, and like I said, as we run out of thread for one color, we'll switch to another part. So, which is definitely not what I usually do. Usually I stick with one part of the motif till it's done, but since I know all these parts kind of take a while, I think it'll be kind of fun to jump around a little bit. Why not? Different way of doing things today. Alright, got a pile of loop-de-loops here. Then the text will be done. Text takes a long time, but I think it's pretty. I think it's fun to do. I might need some more thread just for finishing the text, but I hope not. Because then I have to cut a whole new piece, and this is it for the orange. Oh, interesting. Sharon says, I missed a little of last night. I went to a workshop to learn to draw mandalas. I am planning on drawing some more to transfer embroider. Oh, Sharon, that is exciting. I would love to see what you came up with. That's fun. How cool. I think they would just make freaking awesome embroideries. For sure. What a fun idea. Man, I want to take another class. I took that painting class a few years ago. I'm sure some of you guys remember. I was gone on Tuesday nights, or I'd pop in. Dang, I think that was Periscope days still. That was a long time ago. What? Ugh, I need to take another fun class. The whole, like, COVID couple of years kind of warped my sense of time a little bit. I mean, still. And we can embroider it, is that? Oh, one of our mandala. Maybe we can embroider one of the mandalas. I would love to see what you did, Sharon, for sure. How fun. Yeah, it's time to take another class, and I'm fine with wearing a mask for the class and all that. That's totally fine, but yeah, I'm itching for something like that. Maybe if we keep doing all these different crafts on here, that will get that bug. Oh, speaking of, you know, I said I was crocheting that little blanket. I did order today. Oh God, what are they even called again? Maybe one of you guys know here. Those crochet grips, but it's that like super fatty grip. For a crochet hook, so it's something that you slide over your crochet hook and it makes it more ergonomically nice. But it's that person that I saw their thing on TikTok a while back, like a chunky boy. I think that's what they're called, a chunky boy. So I did order one of those today. It didn't seem like she had that many left, so she's probably going to do a restock soon, or they, I don't know. But I got one. So I got one that fits kind of a medium size crochet hook. And the sizes are listed. So whatever, like I think I'm using a 5.5 millimeter I think it's like a letter I or something. I don't know all that, but I got a medium version of it, so I hope it comes soon. Obviously it won't. I mean, like, I just ordered it this evening, so it's not gonna like show up tomorrow, but it'd be cool if it did. But I'm excited to do that because, man, every time I start crocheting on that thing, it's that nice repetitive crocheting that I love, but I feel like immediately my wrists and like forearms just like have fatigue in them like immediately. So I know I'm just doing some sort of ergonomic BS that I gotta figure out. I haven't Googled that yet either, but I was curious about those chunky boy handles like ages ago and that those were popular, and then someone else mentioned it and I'm like, I'm gonna test it out. We're gonna get it. And they weren't that expensive either. I thought, especially for like a small business. So I'm gonna try it out, but I'll definitely share that with you when it comes in. Maybe, well, no, it's not. I was gonna say maybe it'll come in before Saturday and I can show it and show the blanket I'm making, but Saturday's like in 2 days, so that's not gonna happen. But when it does come, I'll share with you guys for sure. Pretty excited about it. Hopefully it helps a little bit. But yeah, it's just like that immediate fatigue in all your muscles. Like your muscles just don't want to work anymore. And so it's annoying. All I want to do is crochet on that, but I just like I get that fatigue right away. We have a total perfect amount of floss to finish this. This is fabulous. So 2 more stitches here and we'll be done with the mandala. I'm sure I just need to stretch and exercise and all that more too, but if I can get the repetitive stress motions figured out, you know, bonus points. Sunflower! Okay, I think that turned out pretty cute. Let's weave in the ends here. Fun. All right. Snip that, and I think this piece is small enough. I'm not going to keep that. Throw it in my little garbage pail of that strawberry tray that I'm using for this project. All right. Flip around. Now what? All right, so let's do more of these single chain stitches of the brown, the dark brown. So we'll go through a full piece of floss for that, and then I'll jump over to this yellow, and we'll do some more yellow until I run out of thread. We'll just go back and forth because that just sounds kind of relaxing. So I do have a piece of thread here already, so this must be the second half of our first thread. Let's run it through the thread conditioner again. It just smells good. Oh yay, Sharon says as soon as I get one done, I'll post it. They're really relaxing to do, the mandalas. That's great. How fun. How fun to just take a class. Like, oops. Like I said, I'm just kind of itching to do another thing like that. I wonder if maybe just an online class would work. But it was so fun to go to the art college and get taught in person. That was nice. Okay, let's weave in the ends there, and we'll just go. I already know that all of these single chain stitches are this dark brown. So we took care of that yesterday. Yesterday we stitched all the tan, the light brown, and after we finished those, I knew that everything else was going to be this dark brown. So I don't even have to look at the pattern. I can just get going on this right away. So everything else here is the dark brown, and we'll go again till we finish up this thread. Then we'll switch to the yellow. I suppose I could use the sewing method to do that anchor stitch and get me to the next stitch, but I don't like that I gotta rotate my embroidery for that. So what I'm meaning is, like, I'm going in and out, which is the sewing method of embroidery. So in and out in the same motion. then coming up, and then I could go in and out to the next stitch. So I could go in to do that anchor stitch, and I could come out again at the next stitch, like so. But that just kind of requires that I keep moving my piece around. So I'll do the stabbing method for the anchor stitch and maybe stick to this sewing method for the first part of the stitch. Ooh, I think I got a little kind of tangle there. Yeah, there we go. Get this one down here. Sometimes I don't do the stitch that's right next to the one I just did, because where I do the anchor stitch is so close to where the next stitch starts, and I want to be a little further away, just to make sure that there's enough like fabric in between the two stitches that it won't like tear or break through. Not that that's happened, but in my head that's a possibility. Got a little twist on the end here. Sometimes that can happen with the wax. That thread conditioner can kind of gook up the ends a little bit. Oh, this is like a full knot. I did something here. What the heck? Oh man, it's like I went through my thread somewhere. There we go. Weird. It like twisted around itself. I think we can just extend it out again and we'll be good. Saturday I'll have to put some music on. I kind of forgot to do that last Saturday. I don't always, I mean, I never have music on. Like, it's annoying to me. I think I might start playing some music in the background here, but YouTube like punishes me if I have music on in the background during the live, so that's why I've been not doing it, but I don't know. I need some like chill music in the back. Oh, Abby, I'm glad I could help provide for you. Abby says, well, this is lovely. I was feeling anxious and needing distraction. This is very relaxing. glad to hear. That's why I do it. I'm here every evening, and it's my favorite hour of the day. I just get to chill. We do a lot of embroidery, but we do piles of other things, other crafty dealios too. Yep, exactly that. Gretchen's asking why for the music, and it's, yeah, copyright issues. I can't have any music that's, you know, not royalty free, I suppose. Otherwise I get like docked or something. But maybe I'll just put some on for our Saturday stitch along, just because it's nice to have some chill music on in the background. I suppose I could try it again sometime anyway. Haven't done it in a while. But yeah, so just because the lives on YouTube stay there, so they're not ephemeral, like they don't go away. So that's why. So they get like trolled through the system until it finds the song that's copywritten, and then they're like, we're not gonna show your thing anymore because you got that song in there. So that's why I stopped having the music in the background. But like I said, I think I might do it again anyway. Alright, I'm already feeling like we are low on this floss. So, like I said, after we finish this brown, I'm going to jump back over to the yellow. We'll just kind of go back and forth. I'm going to jump all the way down here. Smells yummy. I am hoping to do a few of the smaller embroideries again too coming up. I don't have any yet. I have a few ideas drawn for them, but if there's any other like small embroideries that you'd guys like, that 4-inch style, like let me know for sure. I'm gonna go into drawing mode again soon here. That might actually be more of my weekend. Ooh, and I still want to do the cross stitch too. We talked about that, so so many things on the agenda all the time. I'm just excited about everything. So I'm just trying to cruise through this as fast as possible. I'm happy to go slower, show you the stitch, or answer any questions and stuff too. Like, by all means, feel free to ask whatever. I'm totally fine with slowing down and doing that. Oh, Abby, that's a great idea. Abby says you can search royalty-free lo-fi for chill beats. Okay, totally doing that. I'm going to actually write that down. Grab my little notepad. Because that's kind of what I like, just like that chill lo-fi music, but I didn't even occur to me to look up royalty-free stuff, because I could just have that on. I could just have that on in the background. That's what I would kind of want. Great. I might look for that tomorrow. Maybe I'll have that on tomorrow. That'd be cool. Thanks for the suggestion. But yeah, I can probably just go on YouTube for that. I think I have an ad blocker on there too, so won't have weird ads pop up. I mean, even like the nature sounds. Oh my gosh, have you guys seen this? He's on live. He does I just came upon him last night, and he's, you know, got a huge following, and it's like so and so the narrator. I don't know. And the whole live was like nature music, like birds chirping and that, and then him talking, and his voice was like something you'd hear on the Calm app, just like, you know, that low kind of gentle male like narrator voice. And then he was just drawing people's names in calligraphy, like literally that. You'd hear him talk every once in a while, saying the name, and just like little phrases here and there, nature sounds in the background, and then literally like an iPad close-up of drawing names. It was so chill. Like, that's like the silliest thing ever, right? But oh man, it was chill. Oh my gosh, Abby says he was the live just above yours. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I got stuck on his thing last night. I was just watching him draw names and just chilling to the birds and listening to him. I'm like, this is like entertainment. This is like, think about what someone would have thought about that like 5 years ago, you know. That's it just amazes me. Like, the world is so creative and interesting right now. I just think it's so cool. Alright, this is my last stitch for sure with this floss. I barely have enough to make that loop. Alright, there we are. So I'm going to weave in that end, and then we'll hop over here. Abby said the algorithm gets us. Exactly. That's what I tell people. I tell people who are new to TikTok, who are like coming over from another platform and stuff, that like, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be, you're gonna think it's the dumbest thing ever when you first go on, but like, go to the search and search, you know, a couple things you're interested in, watch a few videos, make sure to swipe up on the things that you don't like, click those hearts right away on the things that you do, and then all of a sudden give it like 2 days, and it's gonna be like the best thing ever. It's gonna be like your own little paradise. And mine is just like animals making funny noises and farms and tons of crafting and art and, I don't know, women's rights stuff and and every once in a while there'll be some cooking related thing, but it's just so interesting because my husband's is totally freaking different. Like his has like pranks and all that stuff on, and I just I can't stand that stuff. So I'm very pleased with my current algorithm situation. All right, let's snip another thread here. So I'm jumping to a different area, which is silly. Usually I just continue on the same thing, but we are going to jump back and forth today. So we're going to start up on these stem stitches again. So let's get our 3 strands. Haven't had to do this yet today because I had leftover strands from yesterday. 1, 2, 3. He's more music on his TikTok than I do too. I have like fun history stuff now, and there we are. Okay, for funsies, let's run it through the... Oh, something to smile about. Nice to see you. I'm gonna run this through here. Again, my little thread conditioner. I'm testing those thread conditioners out. I know I've been saying that for forever, but my brother has a candle company that his girlfriend and him have started recently. They're doing a ton of wholesale, so well, anyway, I'll finish that thought, but they knew I would be interested in thread conditioner, so they gave me a bunch of samples, and it's so, like, the scent is really powerful, which is awesome. It kind of smells up this whole room. It just makes this way, like, enjoyable and relaxing and fun. All right, I gotta sneak my way. So this is the trick with like, I actually need to... Oh, what am I doing? I gotta, like, weave in the end. I'm, like, getting way ahead of myself here. What? Let's weave in the end here. But they do a lot of wholesale right now. They're going to start doing more online selling coming up here. Robin's asking, when can we get some? It'll probably be a little closer to the holidays, which I know sounds way far away from now, but just like with working on packaging and all that stuff, it just all takes stupid amounts of time. So probably August, September-y, is when it'll really be going out. But maybe we'll have some other things a little bit earlier. I know it's just been a while. But I like, with this, I like usually ending it at like the end of a row, because now, you know, I need to come up here, but I actually need to come up on the other side of this stitch, which is difficult to do because it's kind of in the way. But there. There we go. So I've kind of been doing... So I've been going with the arc. So for the stem stitch, I want my thread to go in the same direction as the arc, and here it was an upward arc, so I wanted my thread up, but technically here it's going a hair underneath, but it's almost kind of more straight, so I'm going to just kind of keep going up just to stay consistent. But I guess I don't have a real good example. So maybe this one. So this petal that goes up and then it goes down, and then up again. Maybe on this petal I'll show how I kind of switch directions, like, because I'll go like underneath. I'll switch to go underneath versus on top. But I typically always have my thread on the side, like going with the arc, like going in the same direction as the arc. And even though, right here it's kind of making a little shift change, but it's going a little underneath, but I think it's only a few stitches. I'm going to just treat it as straight and stay above. But yeah, so my brother and his girlfriend, they typically, right now they're doing more wholesale, but they've teamed up with a whole pile of wineries in the like Seattle area. That's basically where they're at. Now I'm going to go from here up that way. And they take the old wine bottles, like they team up with them, so they take old wine bottles with the the company's labels and stuff on. And then they cut the tops off. They have a table saw, a water table saw to do that, I believe. And then they make candles out of them, and then the wineries take them back. And I mean, I think they sell some too, but basically the wineries buy them back. So they kind of provide the container a little bit. But those have been selling out over and over again at wineries, so people are really, really liking them, and I'm super excited for them because they just started, and they have their own line too, which we've gotten those candles before, and they smell so good. I don't have one near me, but maybe tomorrow I'll bring one here so you guys can see the logo and stuff. Right now, I think they're just selling in stores, so they are already in a whole pile of stores around the Seattle area. And I think soon they're hoping, I think before the holidays, they're hoping to get their online store up. So they're making all those sales without even an online store and stuff yet. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, excited for them. So I want to do a whole, we'll be doing like some more candle stuff with them, and definitely the thread conditioners coming up here. So we've talked, we have a bit of a plan, and we're working on it. Actually might be out of thread by the time we get to this squiggle, so we'll have to come back to that. Whew, that one was a little tough. I feel like I need to get this a little looser in the hoop. So I find the stem stitch easier with my fabric looser. I just have to remember not to pull very tightly because I don't want any puckers, but just to get in and out in the same motion, which I think is the easy way to do stem stitch. It helps to have your fabric a little loose, but you can also do it without the sewing method. Again, the sewing method is going in and out in the same motion. The stabbing method is the other method, and we can do that here too. So stabbing is where you go all the way down and through, and the only difference is I'm going to hold that loop in place for a sec or two, and I'm going to come up, right in that same hole basically. And now I can pull the rest of it. So the trick with stem stitch is keeping that loop out of the freaking way until you're ready. Like, it sucks when you pull it all the way through here because now it's really difficult to get up and underneath that last stitch. Like, that's no fun at all. And that's why stem stitch was so scary and annoying to me forever, is because I was pulling the thread all the way through like this and then trying to come up and get underneath that last stitch. Like, it's just impossible. It just sucks. So the trick is to hold that, don't let it go all the way until you've come back up. So see, I'm holding it there. Then now you can come back up, and now you can pull that loop. I'm still, I have this upward arc, so I have my thread going upward. This dips down a little bit here, so why don't we do that switch? If it just dips down like this, I don't usually pay too close attention, but let's just do the switch. So I always go with the direction of the arc. So let's say right about here, I'm feeling like the arc is dipping down now. It's no longer up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my thread down now instead. So down, because I have this downward arc. And now let's do the next stitch. And now pull it through. So if we look close, like if you look close, there'll be like one little part where the stitch will be on one side compared to like a diagonal, but it's just that one stitch, and then all the other stitches. So now I'm down again because we have a downward arc. But the reason for this, so you can see I'm kind of getting that arc going now, but the reason for this is if I would stay upward, then this thread would be kind of more splayed. It would be more like straight like this, whereas with it downward, this thread is holding it in place downward. So you get the more defined arc. I know sometimes if you're doing stem stitch, it can kind of eyelash out when you go around a shape. And I don't have a really good example of this, because these are pretty casual arcs. They're not like tight arcs. But you'll just notice, like if you go in the direction, if your thread goes in the direction of the arc, it will hold that arc in place a little bit better. I'm not explaining that very well, but yeah. Let me just show you. So if I have an arc going down this way, I'm going to just draw it on here with, oops. Let's just say I have an arc like this. This is a heat erasable pen. So if I have an arc going down like this, but I have my thread going above, so this is the wrong direction in my head. I have my threads above instead of below. I'm going to do two next to each other to show the difference, I think. But I'll pull this all out. This took forever for me to learn. So I'm just going to make 4 stitches here. All right. So this is where I'm doing the thread. I'm having the arc of my thread in the opposite direction. So my design arc is underneath, but my thread was above. So you kind of have like this weird kind of crisscrossy overlap thing going. So let me do the same thing, but now I'm going to do that underneath arc. So now my arc, my thread is going to follow the arc, whereas before it went opposite of that. So I'm going to bring my thread downward, if I don't get it out of the needle here. So now I have my thread downward, the same shape as the arc. All right, so my thread is kind of holding it in place down there. Let's do a few more stitches. But I think you can already see the difference here. There we go. So I don't have, if I go really close, and if I kind of exaggerate it a little bit, like if I put all these up, you can kind of see it just like crisscrosses straight across like that. So this is if I was going an upper arc when it's really drawn as a lower arc. This one, my thread was underneath instead of above, and look how my stitches are just kind of held in place. So this one, you get that arc much better than this one. This one, it just kind of crisscrosses. So if you ever have that look, which I used to have all the time with the stem stitch, where it's more of like a crisscrossy little bit versus something that actually looks like the shape you want it, that arc, it's because, you know, you're doing it's a downward shape, but you're having your thread above. So that's kind of what I was talking about earlier here. Like on this part of the arc, I had my thread above, and then I switched. You can switch right in the middle of your line that you're stitching. When I got to about here, I moved it so my thread was underneath before pulling it through. And it's going to hold that shape of that little arc a little bit more, the same way that this did. But even from far away, you can kind of tell that this is just like a much prettier arc than this, which is just kind of crisscrossy. So anywho, I'm going to pull all that out. That is all like relatively new information for me, like the past few years. The stem stitch was the stitch I struggled with the most in embroidery until I realized that, oh, it's easier if you do the sewing method, the in and out method. But now I've been doing the stabbing method too with it, just remembering to hold that thread back a little bit before pulling it all the way through. Yep, missed one. Let's see if I can get that one by itself. Usually I would have trimmed this thread, but I thought I'd try and thread it all at once. There we go, we got it. All the ends were a little different length. All right, we're ready to go again here. So now this is all an upward arc. So in this case, I'm going to have my thread above the whole time. So it's going to be up here, the same, you know, the arc is going this way, so my thread's going that way. That's what I've been talking about. If my arc would dip down, then I would dip down and have my thread underneath. But in this case, the whole entire thing is above, so I'm going to stay above. I kind of like the stabbing method of do it, just going down and up quickly and then pull through. Kind of like that. So my thumb's holding my thread upward again. And that it's holding in, my thread is holding those arcs in place a little bit. I think we might just have enough thread. I mean, it looks like I have a ton of thread left, but dang, these stem stitches really gobble it up, so I might just be able to finish this one petal here. And after I'm done with this yellow, I'll switch back to the brown. We're gonna just go back and forth tonight, and it looks, man, we only have like, geez, like 10 minutes left already. What? How did that happen? Oh, I guess we stitched the rest of that sunflower text too. All that text always takes a little longer than I think. But yeah, so Friday we will just continue here. I'll probably do the same thing, like switch off between threads, unless we just really want to finish up something. But I kind of like the idea of switching off. It just like changes things up a little bit, which is nice. So maybe we'll just keep switching off between the yellow and the brown, just so we can keep doing that on Saturday too. So Friday we'll be doing the same thing, and Saturday I'll pop in, I think probably around 11 again, like I did last week, and we'll finish this up just so it's done, because that'd be great, because that gives us a free week next week. And, well, we'll work on the Splendid Sampler for a couple days for sure. But I also want to finish the punch needle, that big tulip punch needle that we did. So it'd be awesome to finish up both of these projects Saturday. Like, oh, that would feel so amazing. I love finishing projects so much. It hardly ever happens, right? Ugh. Dopamine, man. That's what that is. Get them wins. Ooh, maybe I can get all the way to the end. That'd be a great place to stop with this. An ideal place, even. At the end of a row here. Yeah, I think we'll have just enough for that. This kind of dipped down, but not much, so I'm just going to stick with my same direction. There we go. All right, let's weave in that end, and I think that's good, and I think we do have time to get some more of that brown done. Maybe we'll stop in the middle of it, but get it going at least. Weaving in our end. 2 and 3. It's a little tougher when you're close to the edge of the hoop. Sometimes I just go around a few times. There we go. Okay. Snip. And let's see. All right, let's do some more of that brown, and it looks like I need to pull a whole new thread. Dang, did we go through that much already? Or is it just attached to me somewhere? I thought we got new thread. Oh, I guess not. We used one that we had left over from yesterday. Like, did I use up 2 already? So I'm just bopping the end just so I can see the separate threads a little bit more, because I like separating them one at a time. So 1, 2, I think this is just so fast. And then your threads lay nicely next to each other too. It's just so quick. I mean, I gotta put it back together. That's a little annoying, but not that annoying. Not as annoying as like all my threads twisting up on each other. All right, and for funsies, let's run it through the thread conditioner again. Very, very lightly, like I'm barely pressing down at all. I'm actually going to run my finger through it too because I don't want a lot of that wax on. I think I saw a little bloop at the end here. Oh no, it must have worked its way out. Okay. Kind of excited to do my nails again. You guys, I know I just did this on Saturday, but I don't know, I've been excited about it. Even though it took me like a zillion hours to do on Saturday, but still, I want to try out the other two colors I got. All right, one. So again, I'm just weaving in the ends versus tying a knot. I was thinking, makes the back a little bit cleaner because I'm not accidentally catching my thread on any knots. All right, flip. And I'm just gonna fill in as many of these that I can in the next 8 minutes here, and then we'll call it an evening. And yeah, I will come back tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central. I like doing this loop, having this loop held in place, even though I'm still doing that sewing method. It just kind of is working for me. Oh, there's one up there yet that I didn't, almost missed. Right there. Maybe we can still go till I get this thread done. That'd be nice. Maybe I can super speed it for the night. Oh, that's true. If I wanted to try a different color, I could just like add a layer. Is that what you're saying, Robin? It'd be fun to just test it out. Like, it'd be fun to try the little ombre idea, drizzling some of the powder just on the ends a little bit. Oh, T-Birds, Megan says, yeah, me wanting to try and do my nails with powder dip myself now. Yeah, I mean, it was a little shocking at how long it takes and how long it took to take off, but man, how long it lasts. If you've only ever done like the lacquer nails before, like I haven't done gel nails or acrylic nails or anything. I've just done like the little nail polish that lasts like 2 days. Man, to have it like last like a legitimate 3 weeks, even though it was grown out, but like let's say a good honkin' 2 weeks is still, you know, a zillion times better than 2 days. And I don't have to think about them. Like if I accidentally like hit them against something or whatever, or do something that normally it would just chip off, it just doesn't do anything. So that's been so far the, you know, little bit that I've done it just makes me happy. And I gotta get this system of putting it on and taking it off down better, because there's no way it can take as long as what it did for me on Saturday. Ugh. Oh, Amy, I did see the Lucid fork, so I saw you posted on the Penguin and Fish Crafters group, so that's a little bit different than what I had in my head, but I think it's still the same concept. So I did actually look for that I don't even know what it's called, but for that little thing that I had when I was little to make a cord, like you do like a figure eight around like 4 prongs basically, and then you do that figure eight again, so you have a top and bottom, so you flip the bottom over the top, and then you put another figure eight, and so you just keep doing that over and over again, and you end up with a cord. It looks basically the same thing. Yours looks like more legit, like that's the real tool versus whatever I was doing. I couldn't, finding it in the basement in my bins, my craft bins, required a little bit more destruction of, not destruction, but like a little bit more moving things around and going throughs than I wanted to do. But I'm gonna keep looking for it, and I'll definitely show you. But like that's cool as just like the fork. That was really interesting to me. So I'm gonna look at that closer again. I haven't seen one of those, but I think it's basically the same thing. Oh, Amy says, yes, I think we had the same toy. So I had one of those, but then the prongs broke on them because it was just like a little plastic thing. But then we made one out of that lumber that we had just sitting around in the garage. And it totally works. So, just a hole in a piece of wood and 4 nails. But yeah, that one with the fork, or that, you know, decorative fork looking thing, that was pretty cool looking. That was fun. Spool knitting. Yeah. Oh, corking. Oh, I haven't heard of it called that before. Frenching knitting. Interesting. So spool knitting, that to me sounds familiar. And sometimes it's like a little mushroom that you stitch through. In the early 90s, or 80s at least, it was just like some plastic thing. I think the one that I had was red. But like I said, that puppy broke. I was using that one that we made out of the wood. Spool knitting, though, that. I also did the knitting where you have all the pegs, like, around a shape. I made a bunch of, like, slippers, I think, with that. And a little slipper that I put my guinea pig in. Carried him around in this slipper. Poor little guinea pig. His name was Mo. He had, it was Larry, Curly, and Mo, and our babysitters. Guinea pig had babies or something. And then I gotta have Mo. Oh, that's true. I could use the chemicals and the stuff for the nail polish. Just do like, give it a try. Just like go on the top of what I already have, and then yeah, I could just try like one nail and see if it works. That's true. Yeah, that'd be fun. Or I could try even the way where I like fill it in a little bit when it gets grown out a little bit, and that'd be like part of the ombre maybe. Might play around with that. Although by then my nails are getting so long too, which is a new experience for me too, because they always break off. So that's another thing. By putting the dip nails on, my nails don't just like immediately break right away either when they get too long. Because they're all like protected by the nail polish. All right, I'm going to go till this thread is done, which is real quick here. But dang, we plowed through that thread pretty quick. But dang, it just doesn't look like we did anything either. Like it's like this much for one piece of thread. So we'll be on these flowers and these little brown seeds for a little bit yet. Gosh, I think Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. I don't think we'll probably get this much farther on the stems, and like this much farther with the petals. Dang, we're gonna have a lot of work to do on Saturday, but it would be fun to get this done, because typically these embroidery of the months just take us the week. This one had a lot more stitches, a lot more dense, and so it's just gonna take a little bit longer, but it'd still be nice to have it done. So I like the idea of coming in Saturday, finishing this project and finishing the punch needle. 2 things out of my hair. That'd be swell. I'm just kind of hanging out at the top here for no reason. I figure I have to switch new threads soon and I can just get all the ones underneath. I'm just I'm quiet because I'm considering how I would do the process of if I would add another color, like a little ombre to a nail. I'd have to put that little, what is it? The base coat on, just a part, not the whole thing. Then I'd have to dip it or sprinkle some on. And then what? I'd still have to, I'd have to activate it then, and I'd still have to sand it off a bit. So I'd probably have to reactivate the other part too. And then top coat it. So it would be like a whole ordeal. It'd be like just doing it all again. So maybe I'll just cycle through the next 2 times I do my nails, 3 weeks in between each. I'll do the other 2 colors I have, just so I can see them without futzing with them. Just so I have some control in this experiment. Some control items. And then after those 2 weeks, then maybe I will, or those 2 times doing it, maybe I'll try an ombre with a couple of them. That'd be kind of fun. Ooh, I really kind of want to do that. Yes! All right, I'm going to weave in this end, and we'll call it an evening here. Like that bright red pink that I had on last week with this pale, like bubblegum pink that I probably am going to put on next. Those 2 would be really pretty together. And I have that like pinky mauve, and a pinky mauve with this like pretty purple might look really fun together too. Kind of more subdued ombre. I like that idea. Oop, missed one. There we are. All right. Well, we made a little bit of progress on this tonight. So, I guess we did 1 more thread's worth of the yellow and 2 threads worth of the brown. So, I don't know, 3 threads worth a night. So let's say we do 2 yellows tomorrow. Maybe that'll get us to about here, and 1 brown, and that'll get us to about here. So dang, we'll be about halfway done, maybe not even with the petals, and like 3/4 of the way done with this brown. So that'll be a lot of work yet on Saturday, but yeah, 2.5 hours worth. Yeah, that's not too bad for coming in on a Saturday and doing it. Oh, so no, okay, Robin's saying no dip brush in liquid. No, okay, dip brush in the liquid. Dip brush in the liquid. Oh, then dab in the powder. Oh, and then just put activator on it. Okay, but so after I do the activator, I still have to kind of like sand it down. But maybe it won't be thick enough that I have to do that. Maybe I can just put the top coat on right away. Maybe I should try that. I'm working it out in my brain, but I do want to give that a try. I'll probably have to watch some YouTube videos for that too. So, all right, you guys. Hello again. Let me scooch you. All right. So, like I said, we'll keep working on those petals tomorrow, and a few more of those little brown seeds in the middle there. But, it's progress. That's why I kind of waited for today to just kind of start getting these bits that were going to take a long time done. Get the fun stuff done earlier in the week. Make us feel like we had progress early in the week by finishing the bird and all that. Otherwise, we could have spent this whole entire week just stitching the yellow petals, and that would have gone just like, ugh, let's get done with these petals. So I like that we kind of switched it up through this whole process. I think that's good. So yeah, I think we'll continue to switch back and forth between the petals and the seeds today, or I mean, Friday and Saturday. So Saturday again, I think I'm going to pop in probably around 11-ish. I don't think I won't be around as long. I'll probably go to maybe 2-ish. 11 to 12 to 1 to 2, 3 hours. Yeah, I think we'll probably go maybe 3.5 hours on Saturday at 11-ish Central Time. So keep your eyes out for that, but I will be here tomorrow as well at 8:30 p.m. Central. So awesome. Thank you again, everyone. Have a lovely, lovely evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Okay, T-Bird, I will T-Bird